Kevin, that's a fantastic result, and it's a great response in that second half.
Yeah, I think a game of two halves. I think we started well the first 10 minutes, had some control, but you know they're an unbelievable team, and you know they've got the great quality up front. It's a shame about the way that we conceded. I think after that they had a couple of small chances. I think after 25 minutes we changed our pressure, the way we pressed them, and it became better. We had a couple of opportunities, especially the one with Phil. But I think the second half was much better. I think we put them under pressure. Obviously, the way the first goal goes in is a little bit lucky, but I think we played great football in the second half, and I think yeah, we did well there.
What was the discussion at half time?
Just play a little bit more with the ball. I think the first half we were too rushed. We wanted to go forward too quickly, and that's not the way we are set up as a team. And I think in the second half we did really well. We tried to find the spaces more patiently, and I think we did that. Obviously, they're a really tough team to play against, and I think the progression we made as a team was good.
You said your goal had a touch of fortune about it, but it's still a killer ball in. If it's touched, it goes into goal. If it's not touched, it's still on target.
Yeah, of course. You know, I think it's set up in the perfect position, and you know, I think it's so difficult for the keeper because he always expects somebody to touch it. But yeah, it was great for us, and I think we kept going, and obviously with a second goal. with Riyadh is good for us, but it's still a game to go, so we have to concentrate on that.
Sure, we were waiting to see you step up for the free kick. Did Riyadh take command?
Well, he asked me if he could take it, and I say if you believe in yourself, take it. You know, I have full confidence in all my team, and you know, he scored the goal, so who am I to say something about that?
The manager's been saying a lot in the build-up about enjoying the game, enjoying the experience, and embracing the pressure. Did we see that today? There was no panic.
Yeah, I think so. You know, obviously we know there's going to be moments in the game where we're going to suffer. The quality at this stage, we know how good they are. So you have to set your mind in that you're going to run hard, have to work hard for the team. And then we know also that we have quality to play good against them. And, you know, that's going to happen in the second game also.
Half the job done. Thank you.
Obviously created a few more chances.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because in the build-up, we spoke about the big names and the big superstars, and then actually the win comes down to good game management.
Well, good game management, good on set pieces. I think, you know, all three goals come from that side as well. So I think City are good when they can get high up the pitch. John made a good point. The fact that City, because PSG had so much of the ball in the first half, City were quite deep, you know, so their number 10s couldn't really get on the ball. Second half was completely different. They penned PSG in, and then all those number 10s controlled the game. And PSG just looked like they ran out of steam, and they were clinical on set pieces.
Yeah, City wear you down, they do. You know, they do it over two halves. This is over four quarters, as we discussed before. And they're consistent, and PSG were sharp. They were really sharp, and they had to be that sharp to be as creative as they were in the first half. As soon as that sharpness goes down one level, City take over.
Ever the Man City optimist? What are the confidence levels like for the second leg?
Oh, massive. Yeah, to get an away goal is a massive achievement, but to come back to the Etihad with obviously the tie in your hands, and to know that PSG now are going to have to go out and play a bit more expensive, can just play to City's hands.
But Paris Saint-Germain have just been a pleasure to watch, haven't they?
Credit PSG. They've got world-class players, and they've got a world-class manager in Pochettino. Game plan has been really good, and I think you'd have to say in the first half PSG have been a better team, and we said it's a game of fine margins, and we saw that on the set piece.
And I enjoyed talking of that, the three of you sitting and discussing the defending and the attacking that led to this goal. Do it again for the viewers this time, maybe.
Yeah, obviously the goal there is part zonal, and Gundogan has to take responsibility. He has to absorb and track the run of Marquinhos a few more steps. If you compare him to Bernardo Silva, who's doing a similar role, there's no comparison. And when you're allowing players to get runs on you as a defender, it's the worst possible outcome.
I think the timing of it is exceptional. It's one of those where it's a world-class delivery, and he really does attack the ball and get important goals for PSG. So yes, You know, in an ideal setup, Gundogan bounces him further away from the goal, but he's eluded that, and he's not broke stride. It's impossible to beat that. You know, to deal with that from the static position of the zonal markers to come up against that. As soon as he got through that with the pace and the ball, it was only going to end one way.
City have come close at times. How much of a rethink do they need at half-time?
Well, they've got two world-class players on the bench in Sergio Aguero and Raheem Sterling, and I think, look, they've had a couple opportunities. It just feels like it needs that. They've had success with the false nine, but it feels like today now they need a number 9 up there, because that moment there, Bernardo Silva, you think like a number 9's getting on the end of that, isn't it, Jolie?
More so this one. Number 9's going to find himself in between the centre halves and force a tougher clearance for the defenders, and then you just have that mentality of wanting to score goals and recognising situations that midfielders don't tend to have. But here, again, not the best touch from Phil, and the form is in. We would expect him to test Navas a little bit more than what he did.
I suppose we have to remind ourselves we're only a quarter of the way through the game. At what point do you think Pep makes a change?
Look, I think he's more than experienced in these kind of situations, and he'll know full well that we're a quarter of the way through the game, just as Pochettino will, just as well as PSG have done. He'll be reminding his team in there that you're nowhere near the finish line now, boys. You might be 1-0 up and you might be playing well, but if you come off that pace against this team...